Recording in progress.
The topic for today is Shreyas and Preyas. There are two verses in the Kathopanishad that describe what these two words are and what we should know about them, why we should study about them, and what will they tell us about our life and our pursuits. The first verse goes like this. Anyat Shreyah, Anyat Utaiva Preyah, Te Ubhe Nanarthe Purushas Sinitah. Tayoho Shreyah Adadhanasya Sadhurbhavati Hiyate Arthat Yau Preyo Vrinite. Very deep verse. Lot of things to think about here. It says two things are there in the world. Let us call one Shreyas, which is completely different from the other one called Preyas. We are none the wiser, of course, yet, but this is just a translation. So, after that, we will see more in detail. Shreyas means the most exalted thing that there is. Shreyas. That which everybody wants. Everybody means literally everybody. This is not a hyperbole. Literally everybody wants this. There's nobody that doesn't want Shreyas, even though two people cannot agree on anything. In the world, there is one thing that everybody wants. What is that? Shreyas. Yeah. Everybody wants that. Why? Because it's the most exalted thing there is. Oh, just because you say that, how can it be the most exalted thing there is? It must be some mistake here. No, no mistake. There is something that is universal, something that everybody wants. What is that? To be the best. To be the best, to not have an overlord. That's why everybody likes working from home. Yeah. No boss. I don't want boss. Yeah. I want to be the boss of all bosses. That's a secret thought. I don't want to be bossed around. I want to be left free. And Shreyas includes all these desires. The desire for Aishwarya. Aishwarya means Ishwarasya Bhava, which means being like Ishvara. Everybody wants to be like Ishvara without being Ishvara, okay? Yeah. And Shreyas also means freedom from all kinds of constraints centered on the self. The constraints of time and space to begin with. Nobody wants to, everybody is running out of time. We hate time actually. We don't like it at all. Time, starting with time and space, everything has a constraining effect, so much so that one starts to think of oneself as a sad, sorry, finite being. Any way you look at it, life feels limited. Height wise, limited. Weight wise, less said the better. And then what else? Education wise, limited. One person came up to me and said, I have already 2 PhDs. I'm about to do the third one. I had only one question for him. I said, why? I have a question for you. Why? But there is a feeling, I don't know enough. I have to master this. I have to then master that. Somehow there is a lack centered on the self, making this life lackluster. And education wise, limited. Status wise, limited. Everybody wants to get ahead, 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 ahead. How much ahead can you get? And then what else? What have I left out? Financially, of course, extremely, extremely limited. Even the richest person can become a pauper in a second. Oh, due to the karmic turn of events? No, no, no. One sadhu has to come and ask that fellow for a donation. Yeah. Immediately, what is the person going to say? Oh, sorry, I don't have. Even the money is in bondage. Yeah, my money is tied up. I thought only you were tied up. No, 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 I'm also tied up. My money is also tied up. Where is it tied up? In stocks and bonds. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. Then financially limited, status wise limited, everything. And this person chafing under these limitations wants Shreyas. Who doesn't want Shreyas now? Is it not a universal thing that everybody wants? It's a universal want. It's not a particular want. It's an absolutely universal want. You will not find a single person on the face of this earth who will say, I like being limited. I like feeling finite. I like not having, a sense of fulfillment. Nobody will say that. Everybody will instead say, I feel unfulfilled. I need completeness. I need fulfillment. I need all this. All this is Shreyas. Shreyas is not an action. It's not one more thing to do which will finally remove the fetters of samsara. Samsara means what? This samsara, yes. Yeah. But samsara means the state of affairs where the refrain, the tanpura, which keeps the shruti, always says what? I don't have, I don't have, I don't have, I don't have, I don't have. I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. I lack, I lack, I lack, I lack. That is the refrain in everybody's life. The other improvisations keep changing, but this one is there. This is the backdrop for all the improvs. Yeah. Improv is specific to each jiva. But the basic notes of the raga of samsara, pun intended, raga as in melody, raga as in raga dvesha. So the main notes of the raga of samsara is what? I don't have. From every angle, I am insecure. Insecurity is my middle name. In fact, I think it's soon going to become my first name at this rate. And I have to do something about it. I have to do. This is what shows that one is wanting what? Shreyas. Whether one is recognizing that or is a different thing. So this Shreyas is, if it were something more to gain, then it would also be finite, because whatever you gain in time. That which is gained in time is lost in time. And if you gain something, so many things you have gained, so many things you have accumulated, how has it been for you? How has that worked out for you? Not very well, because it does not stop the quest. In fact, I have become an infinite seeker. Oh, that's a very good thing. No, it's not a very good thing. If I'm an infinite seeker, that means what? I'm seeking infinitely. So the language matters. So I have to say, I'm the seeker of the infinite. Then it is a different story. Seeker of the infinite means the quest is finite. And the infinite cannot be, Shreyas means infinite, yes, it includes all these meanings. The infinite cannot be outside of this Jagat, this scheme of things, the manifest universe. Infinite means limitless, and if the limitless is outside of the scheme of things, then you are limiting the limitless if it's outside of you, if it's outside the Jagat. So then it is not limitless anymore. Okay, it's inside the scheme of things. If it's inside the scheme of things, it is subject to the same laws that every other thing is. Rises, is sustained, falls, finished. So where is this limitlessness? Where is this Shreyas? And more importantly, what do I have to do to get this Shreyas? The doing is our undoing. So, therefore, this pursuit called Shreyas is a cognitive pursuit. It is not a pursuit as getting something that is away from me, or cleaning something that I already have, or putting two things together and giving, making a new thing. It's not like all these pursuits. It is the as though gain of that which is already gained. Oh, you mean I already have Shreyas? Yes. I don't agree. I don't see it anywhere. Because you are not an object. So this Shreyas, Anyadeva, this verse says. Anyadeva means it is completely different. Then what? Preyas. What is Preyas? Literally, the word Preyas means that which is pleasing, that which is delightful, and that which is exalted. Preyas means all the delightful things. So many delightful things are there. That's what makes life worth living. And this is called Preyas. Abhyudaya phalam, meaning this, the results of our actions that give rise to happiness, ecstasy, some kind of a thing. Shreyas and Preyas are like two roads. You can only see so far, even with glasses. And because you want to make a choice, like Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. Yeah. So you have to make a choice. You are at a fork in the road. There are two roads. I have a vague idea of the destination. I would like to be happy. I would like to be out of this sense of finitude and limitations. I would like to do all that. But somehow that seems very elusive. And so let me see what these roads are like. Let's see what's happening in each of them so that I make an informed choice. I look at one corner, one side of the road, I can see up till the corner, and it seems like a very bustling place. It's like a mela. You know what is mela? Yeah, a fair. A fair, yeah. You know, with lot of booths, shops, and lots of people. Somebody is running, somebody is walking, somebody is buying, somebody is selling, all kinds of booths. And they also have booths for gurus. Yeah, once they said, I got a phone call from somebody. They said, we are having India Day celebrations. Would you like to come and talk? I said, sure. I didn't know anything about it. I said, okay, no problem. Then I said, all right, which date I found out? I said, okay. I thought some detail. They said, we'll get back to you with the details. I said, okay. Then another person calls, what size of a booth do you want? I said, wait a minute, what is this? You know, what is all this? They said, no, all the gurus are going to be in their booths and they are going to be marketing their wares, you know. And so you can say, Tattvamasi, 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 come. And in the other booth, another guru will be doing yogasanas. And in the third booth, the third guru will be doing pranayama, anuloma, viloma. Like this, everybody will be selling their wares, and then you can get a lot of students. I said, I'm not coming. I said, thank you very much. I'm not interested. So the first one, that's how I got this idea. So the first road is like that, full of booths and samosas and pakodas and all kinds of things and people. Yeah. Seems like a nice place. This is something familiar. Of course, somebody is bashing somebody up, that is also there. Somebody is wailing, ha ha, muncha muncha, free me, let me out, do this, do that, what are you doing? All these things are there, but those I ignore, I just see. So full of color, full of like there's a bursts of color, there's so many things happening. This is exactly what my life is like. I know. Then I say, okay, that's all. I can't see anything beyond that. And then I look in the next road, all hush, hush. Not a pin can drop without going unnoticed. It's that silent, and nobody seems to be around. I strain my neck and strain the eyes. A few orange beings are walking around. And there seems to be a shanti there, a quietness, a quietude, a tranquility, but it is unfamiliar. Which path shall I choose? Huh? Which path shall I choose? Which path shall we choose if we are really honest with ourselves? Huh? The first one, naturally. I like the essence of the second one. I like what it stands for. But that the first one attracts. Only after going there, you know that you're bashed up and beaten up. And then you also know that beyond the bend where you can't see, it says dead end. Doesn't go any further. Doesn't go any further. Or it loops, it's in a circle, it loops back. When the happy returns, yes, that's all it is. Life after life after life, want Shreyas, but what do I end up choosing? Prayers. Therefore, I have renamed Preyas. Pray for us. Yeah. Whoever chooses Preyas is saying silently, pray for us. Because only that prayer will get us out of this, I suppose. Get us out of this very difficult choice. It's like a default. Anyat Shreya. You see, the two have nothing to do with one another. The audience for both those paths are completely different. One is the samsara marga, one is mukti marga, one is bhukti bhoga, another is yoga. The two have, they don't meet, they are not paths that converge. Don't think it's a spiritual romanticism to think that beyond where the eyesight finishes, where I can't see the paths anymore, they will converge and become one. They will not. One is a dead end, series of dead ends that leaves you what? Dead end to life itself. And the other one is the truth of you. Te ubhe, next line, says nanarthe. Nanarthe means bhinna phalake. They both have different ends. They don't end up in the same place. You can't say, I can get moksha through samsara. Let me be the first one to keep on being in samsara and then become free. One does not become free for the simple reason that one is already free. The very becoming is the undoing, is very unbecoming because there's nothing to become here. And so, bhinna phalake, one is giving small little bursts of happiness within a miserable life. To really be very frank about this. Life of feeling jaded, faded. This is what the life is. A life where everything becomes meaningless and routinized very, very quickly. Sooner or later, one starts questioning, what am I doing here? Why do I keep doing the same things and expecting a very different outcome? How is this possible? And by the time, that's why it's called midlife crisis, lasts for a long time. Yeah. And then what is this midlife crisis? Sick of the job. Okay. Uh-huh. Sick of the marriage. Okay. Sick of the children, if there are. Okay. Yeah. If there are children, I wish I had outsourced this one a long time ago. Yes. Sick of the friends, sick of everything. And that is when Shreyas could, if one chooses it, if one understands it, if one has enough viveka, which is what the next verse is going to talk about, that is when Shreyas becomes a possibility. When I'm sick of everything, then, nothing works. After a while, nothing works. Whatever I was doing to distract myself, whatever I was telling myself, all the stories I was telling myself, oh, next year it will be better, it won't. And maybe I will change, nothing will happen. And then what else? Maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll change the job, maybe I'll change the spouse, maybe I'll change the house. You change all three. What happens? Yeah? After changing all three, you find that it's the same karma in new bodies. Yes. Same karma, new bodies. You change the job, how is it going? Well, the new boss is just like the old boss in a new body. That's all. Because the karma has not finished. That karma has to be there. The new spouse is like the old spouse with a few more complexes. That's all. The new house is just like the old house, also leaks in the same places. And this way, you cannot bandage up prayers. Prayers gives some swimming lessons in samsara. You come up for air, glub, 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 and everybody is sinking together, not SYNC, okay? SINK. Everybody is sinking together. And the only solace is, I'm not the only one. Other people are also with me. We are all in this together. Bhinna phalake. Shreyas is in the form of teaching, because teaching what? What we already don't know. That the seeker is the sought. That I am already what I want to be. I do not know. So therefore, if I do not know, it is not a matter of doing, it's a matter of knowing. So Shreyas is in the form of knowledge, knowledge of the self. Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya is called Shreyas. So one of them keeps the complaining person alive. Preyas, the pursuit of prayers keeps the complaining person alive and just gives the hanky to wipe off the tears once in a while and gives some treats. Here's a vacation, vacay. Yeah. Don't have money for vacay? Do a staycay. What is a staycay? Yeah. Yeah, staycation. What is that? You stay in your own house, keep the blinds down, and prowl around like a robber in your own house, and don't let anybody know that you are there. This is what happened. Somebody, this was in Eugene, somebody went somewhere and they said to everybody, we are going. And then there is also something called neighborhood watch, means all the people are there. And then they saw, oh, there are lights. somebody, somebody has broken in. There are lights. And they were getting ready to break the door down, and the owners came out looking very sheepish. No, it's, it's nice. We are prowling around in our own house. Groping in the dark, we got sick of it and turned the light on. We didn't want to tell everybody, what are we doing? Staycation. Yeah. A little bit of happiness. Oh, I have outwitted all the friends and neighbors. That is a solace. So, vacay, staycay, all these things. All these things, little bits of satisfaction. But the satisfaction is also what? The ingredients of this satisfaction are centered on the finite. They are crafted from the tools that are finite. They are crafted from the raw materials that are finite. And then I take them, and what do I want? I want the infinite. So repeatedly finite, infinitely finite is the pursuit of prayas. Nanarthe, differences. Shreyas is knowing the truth of who I am and knowing that all this that I see, all this that I yearn for, all this is already me. All this that I want to be is already me. This is Shreyas. You see the difference? Ah. Time bound, timeless. Preyas is the pursuit of everything inert, everything that's an object. Shreyas is the pursuit of the subject. Bhinna phalake, totally different. Will not appeal to the same audience. Then, te ubhe nanarthe purushaha sinitaha. Padnitaha means they have, both of them bind the person. Oh, I thought Shreyas frees and Preyas binds. How come Shreyas also binds? Binds in the sense that if there are two choices and you choose one, then you are bound to choose one or the other in that sense. And then the Upanishad says, Tayoho ekah, out of this, one of them, out of these two, one of them, adadhanasya, the one who accepts that, sadhu bhavati. Sadhu bhavati means doesn't mean the person will become a sadhu. Okay. Sadhu here, neuter. Sadhu bhavati means that the person will be, it will have made the correct choice. Correct choice to look outside of the scheme of things and to understand that that which is not coming under the scheme of everything finite is myself alone. All that is here is me. Nobody else is there. And so I choose to pursue the truth of myself. So te ubhe nanarthe purushasya sinitah tayoho ekah adadhanasya sadhu bhavati. Hiyate arthat ya upreyo vrinite. So out of these two, one of them, the pursuit of one of them is going to be the sound choice. And the pursuit of the other one is going to be what? Hiyate arthat, is going to make one derailed from many kinds of the choices. Even the person becomes incapable of choosing Shreyas at all because they are derailed by Preyas. Very sober note. This Preyas begins on a profound but sober note in the form of a warning. Hiyate arthat. Here not arthat. Artha kama, no. Hiyate arthat means it robs you of parama purushartha, moksha. Ultimate artha here means the ultimate purushartha, the ultimate pursuit, which is freedom centered on you, it takes away because it hijacks the person and dips them in the samsara, baptizes them in the ocean of samsara repeatedly. This is Preyas. And so the choice is very, very clear. But then the question arises, why does one even though one knows this, why does one repeatedly choose Preyas? The answer to that is given in the next verse. And what does the next verse say? Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyam Etaha. Both Shreyas and Preyas, etaha, asamantat, itaha, both of them approach the human being. And then, out of the two, vivinakti dhiraha. Vivinakti means visheshena vijanati. Vichitya vijanati. The person knows after proper analysis. Who is this person? Dhiraha. Dhiraha means the one who protects his or her buddhi is called dhiraha. Buddhi means what? The faculty of choosing. The intellect, which is the faculty of choosing, must be protected properly. If it is allowed to follow the sense organs, what will it do? Graze in the land of sense objects, like wild horses. It has to be trained. If it is not trained, it will go one way and then the other way, and then it will go after one thing and another thing, and it will not have focus. There is no sadhana possible to even prepare the mind. This was Arjuna's problem. Arjuna asked Lord Krishna. As Lord Krishna told him, meditate, he says, you must be joking. What meditation? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. This mind is not staying. Mind includes buddhi here. Mind is not staying at all. I tell the mind, Om Namah Shivaya. And what does it do? Oh, where is this person called Shivaram? Oh, yeah. That's what it does. After two Om Namah Shivayas, the third one is somewhere else it is. No, come back. Say Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Is anything happening yet? How long have I been meditating? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Are we there yet? No. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hey, am I in Samadhi? So, this one, Arjuna says, you must be joking. How is it possible to do this? You can't. Nobody can meditate. The mind won't let you. It is chanchala. Chanchala means it is all over the place. It's like a frog. It jumps, leaps and jumps. And in between croaks. That's what it does. His mind is like that. If you had asked me to bring some air, hold some air and bring it to you, that's easier to do than to hold the mind. So I don't have the wherewithal to make this choice. How do I make this choice? Lord agrees with him. Asamshayam Mahabaho, undoubtedly, O mighty armed one, Mano Durnigraham Chalam. This mind is difficult to manage, difficult to discipline, and it is always going. But he gives two kinds of, tips of how to manage the mind. To get to the place of the buddhi functioning in one's favor. The buddhi has to function for my betterment. It is my buddhi. I should be able to drive it. It shouldn't drive me around. It shouldn't be fueled by the petrol of strong preferences and prejudices, raga and dvesha, and it should not drive me around. And so he says, Asamshayam Mahabaho, Mano Durnigraham Chalam, Abhyasena tu Kaunteya, Vairagyena cha Grihyate. Two things. One is Abhyasa. Grihyate, it is brought back. How? Abhyasa, first thing. Second thing, Vairagya. Abhyasa means what? Repetition. Here it means repetition. Practice also you can say. We can say the practice of repeating the mantra. Repetition. Repetition is very, very important. Oh, but these Om Namah Shivayas are going somewhere and the thoughts are going somewhere. Doesn't matter. Just sit and learn to sit and without squirming. Sukham Sthiram Asanam and repeat. Repeat, 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 repeat. Even though you feel nothing is happening, something is happening. It will have an effect. And the second one is Vairagya, inner Vairagya and outer Vairagya, both the things. In outer Vairagya, in terms of not coveting and yearning for things all the time. I want this, and then after that I want this, and then I want this. I don't have this, I lack this. So this is the opposite of Vairagya. This is outer problem. Inner problem also, I don't know how to discipline the mind because I go with all the thoughts. I run after the thoughts. Thought comes, chocolate cake. Where? Now, let's look. What shop is open? How can I get it? Will they deliver? Because I'm too lazy to drive there. Will they deliver? This is America. Everything should be possible. Let me have it. And when you don't have it, the sea becomes silent. What does it become? Egg. Yeah. heartache, from cake to heartache. This is what it is. And so, therefore, the Vairagya means not running after every fancy that forms in the mind. In fact, the recognition of the Jnani, the Lakshana, the description of the Jnani is the one who is able to drop the fancies as they arise in the mind. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Two criteria for the Jnani to discern a Jnani are given. First one is Prajahati. Prakarshena Jahati, the one who gives up even as it arises, what? The thoughts of wanting things, wants that arise in the mind. Even before it's a full-fledged desire, it's in the form of a fancy. Fancies seem harmless. I think I'm dancing with them, ballroom dancing, cha 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 cha. I think I'm doing cha cha cha. Suddenly they take the lead. ah, before that, before I know it, I'm spinning out of control. I don't know where I'm going. I'm stepping over my own foot. I'm falling. I'm tripping. How did this happen? That's why we don't play with fancies. We don't dance with fancies. So, fancies, as they arise in the mind, they are just dropped. It's not my fault that the fancies come, but then I have the wherewithal, I have the freedom of will, free will, to not catch hold of them all the time and run with them. So this is what the Jnani does. The person of self-knowledge has the ability to drop the fancy, even as it arises in the mind. First description, the second criterion that is given is Atmani eva atmana tushtah. One who is happy in themselves by themselves. And if that doesn't sound too hard, you're not understanding that you have to give up your cell phone and all your other devices. You say, oh, I'm happy by myself. I'm just happy. Yes. Check your cell phones here and then see all your devices. Whatever transmits or receives any signal, check that here. And then be in a room. Let's see how long you can stay there. Before 10 minutes are up, most people will come running out. Yeah. So, Atmani eva atmana tushtaha, the one that can be by themselves, happy in themselves, happy by themselves, without any props. We are used to crutches. Here, the person has no props. And so, dhiraha is a jnani, or a jnani on the way to becoming a jnani. Right? What does he rati dadati, the one who is able to train the buddhi, has a disciplined buddhi, and also is able to give this wisdom to others, is called dhira, the one who protects the buddhi. Protecting the buddhi is also a very important topic in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Tena tyaktena bhunjitha. Protect the self, it says, but the self needs no protection, we know, but here it means the body, mind, sense complex. How to protect it? Protect it by giving away, giving things away, by tyaga. Tyaga, internal and external, is a very important protection against samsara. Samsara shines and hooks. Let samsara shine. It's wonderful. It's Ishvara Srishti. Enjoy. But samsara, as it shines, it puts some hooks. You don't know where those hooks are. It's all invisible. But they are there. Hooks include not just objects, people, events, dysfunctional relationships. All these are there. And so samsara shines. Why does it shine? Because I'm not looking. It starts to look very, very nice because I lack discernment, I lack viveka, I lack dispassion, I lack vairagya. If I try to cultivate dispassion, then the longings come back with a vengeance, with a terrible vengeance. If you tell yourself, I'll never eat chocolate cake again, you will have eaten 4 pieces within the next 24 hours. Yeah. Because the desire comes back in a vengeance, it will not let you go. So we have to deploy the same method in order to get something away from the baby. We just deploy the same method. Somebody said it's as easy as taking candy from the hand of a baby. That person never had a baby, okay? They never understood. Babies have a strong grip, they will not give. And you say, no, 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 I don't want to deal with your sugar high. Here, baby, give me that candy. It will not give. It will not give. You try to snatch it, it has lung power. Yes. It will call the whole, you don't have that power. Yeah. It will call the whole neighborhood. And also what is that? It will, through its lungs, it can call social services who look at you like this. Why are you torturing your own baby? So that will not work. What do you have to do? Give it another shiny object. Doesn't have to be an eatable thing. Give it something else. Give it a teddy bear, give it a ball, give it a balloon. Something new. Okay. Candy is thrown and balloon. And then if you want to take away the balloon, give it something else, it'll drop the balloon. Fortunately or unfortunately, even as adults, we are like that. The whole time we have grown up, we have grown out of one thing and then latched on to something else. You see, that's how it is. Grown out of the security blanket, which the baby drags around all over the house, won't even let the mother wash it. And if the mother finally washes it and snatches and washes it, it will be sitting in front of the washing machine waiting for it to come out. Finally, the security blanket is gone, replaced by, let us say, teddy bear. Here, sometimes even adults in America have teddy bears. I don't know why, but because I made a mistake once. Somebody showed me their house, and on the bed there were 4, 5 teddy bears. And then I said, "Do you have children?" They said, "No, these belong to us." So, so then this thing. So then the teddy bear goes, and then something else comes. Some other doll or truck or marbles or whatever it is one plays with. And that goes, something else comes. Then one gets interested in some sports and something else, it is replaced, 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 replaced. And finally we are stuck on the smartphone. Yes. Keep replacing the smartphone with another smartphone. That's what it is. That's why it's called smartphone. It is smarter than you. Yes. And we become lazy, so much so that I asked somebody, okay, you can please give me your number. They said, I don't know my number. I have to look in the phone to tell you the number. Very, very, very strange. So this is how we have led throughout the lives. And now we have reached a stage where we can proudly say that if I see a small toy car or a doll, I have total vairagya. I may play with a small child. I may say vroom, vroom, vroom and play with the car to inspire it and to help it. But I will not say mine. It's not yours, it's mine. You can't play with it. I will not do that. Same with a doll. I may say, oh, look here. She's sleeping. She's awake here. And but I'm not interested in the doll in the same way as I was in the past. Why? Because that desire has dropped in the wake of something more fulfilling. And so, if I catch on to something not only more fulfilling, the most fulfilling, then all these addictions, which are in the form of preyas, they too will drop on their own. The Bhagavad Gita says that even if you have the strength of will to drop the desires, the longing for the desire remains in the head. But when that longing is channeled towards that which is the source of fulfillment, namely the truth of oneself, as is taught in the Upanishad, when that longing is directed inward, then the longing for all the other things is dropped. So, cultivating vairagya means allowing things to drop, loosening the hold by focusing on what I want, what I need, and where I need to go. When I do that, then the longing slowly drops. First, the objects drop away, and the longing remains somehow, and then the longing also drops. One little by little by little, it drops. The Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the self, goddess Brahma Vidya is a very patient goddess, goddess Shruti. She waits for you. She doesn't rush you. Wherever you are, she teaches you. And so these two things, abhyasena, vairagyena, manaha, buddhi, everything, grihyate, it is comes under that. Abhyasa means, you see, this is also very important. We saw vairagya, abhyasa we saw briefly, but there is a few other things to say about abhyasa. In Vedanta, we do not emphasize upasana as much as we should. Meditation. It's a very, 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 very important. Because the mind suffers from two problems. One is that there is ashuddhi, antahkarana ashuddhi. What is antahkarana ashuddhi? Antahkarana ashuddhi means the mind is filled with all kinds of ragas, dveshas, fears, pains, sorrows, longings, objects of like and dislikes. This is ashuddhi of the inner instrument. That is the first problem of the mind. And the second problem of the mind is that it cannot stay in one place. Moves around. I mean, it's okay for it to move around when it is making some decisions and all that. It needs to move around. But often than not, it moves around because it wants to be distracted. It's not disciplined enough. And if it moved around in lofty places, we would not mind it going to moving around. But it, alas, moves in a downward spiral, like that, where the end result is feeling sad and sorry for oneself. This is called, this is what is called the chitta, no, not naishchalyam. That is what we want. It's not chitta naishchalyam, it's chitta lalasa. Lalasa means jumping around, dancing around. Too much movement, and the movement, while it is important to sense motion and keep us away from danger and all those kinds of things, the movement is not of much use when you are trying to gain clarity, when you are trying to be with yourself, just to get familiar with that inner being. whose name is Shreyas, who is yourself alone, who needs to be discovered, who is not just this body, who is not just this mind, who is not just this senses, who's not anything that you have, who's not anything that you need to get further, who's not anything that you need to get rid of. Who is the truth of you? I have to get familiar with this being. I have to learn to discover this being. I have to learn to enjoy the company of this being and gain chitta nischalata or naischalyam. These two things, the first thing being antahkarana shuddhi, the cleaning of the ahankara. For outer cleansing, very important. Yesterday we saw shaucham. And then inner cleansing also important. For outer cleansing, we have soap. Yeah. Inner cleansing, where is the soap? Japa. Japa soap. Yeah, especially in Kali Yuga, it is the best soap. Yeah.
Is that like a sloka 261 in Gita? Bhagwan said meditate on me.
Yeah. Yes. Bhagwan says in many places. Manmana bhava, 9th chapter, last verse also. Mad bhakto bhava, madhyaji bhava, mam namaskuru. So, the japa trains the mind to be with itself and enjoy the presence of oneself without all these accoutrements, even the body, mind, sense complex, which come and go. I have to get familiar with this being. I cannot run away from this being, and then if I run away from this being, I get into where? Preyas. I have to get familiar with this being. That's how the desire for Shreyas comes. It's an uncultivated desire, but then it's always directed to Preyas. I don't heed the desire, I suppress the desire, I distract myself from the desire. So in Vedantic circles, we don't meditate as much as we need to. In fact, we should have a whole retreat where we just meditate. It will be good for all of us. We don't spend enough time in silence. We don't spend enough time in vak tapas, talking as much as we need and not more. We don't spend enough time in dhyana, in japa. All these things are needed because they prepare the mind. Especially in Kali Yuga, there is a verse that I don't know if I can recall. Kalau kalmasha chittanam papadravyopajivinam vidhikriya vihinanam harernamaiva kevalam. So it says that in Kali Yuga, which is right now, only 436,000 years, but we are in the first quarter of it. Yeah. We are still in the first quarter. Yes, a sobering thought. But then, what happens is that in the word Kali itself means conflict. The meaning of the word Kali is conflict. So then, Kalmasha Chitta means the conflicted hearts. The inner instrument is in conflict. Everything is in conflict. There is vengefulness, there is pain, there is sorrow, there is distaste, there is dislike. These are the things in Kali Yuga that have airtime, that become famous. They're all carrying banners and saying, vote for me. Okay? Yeah. And if you don't vote for them, what will happen? They will seize power anyway. Kalmasha chittana. And then also the other thing, the writer of this shloka says something very important. Papadravya upajivinam. Meaning we are all making our living through papa karma. Yes. We are, wherever we go to work, we are exploiting so many other people. Very few jobs where we are not exploiting people. Usually it is some kind of a, some kind of a setup where many people are exploited in the process of going to, in the process of producing whatever it is or selling whatever it is, whatever we are doing. Papadravya upajeevinam. Okay, as though these two things were not bad enough. Vidhikriya vihinanam means at least in the ancient times, they knew what is to be done, what is not to be done. They did yajnas to cleanse themselves. They did lot of japa. They woke up early in the morning and they just did all kinds of seva to everybody. So we don't know vidhi. We don't know what the Vedas injunctions are. We don't know kriya. We don't know what karmas to do. So therefore what? Only thing that will save us is the Hare Namaiva Kevalam. So the repetition of the name of Hari. And that no time to waste. That's why he's called Hari, because he wants us to hurry up. Yes, and then chant the name. Chant the name. And when we chant, even imperfectly, the Bhagavad Gita says, you are better off than not chanting at all. Oh, I had a bad meditation yesterday, today, and tomorrow also I'll have a bad meditation. Doesn't matter. Have a series of bad meditations. After all, it's Kali Yuga, you can tell yourself. But it will help. It will help to get to the place of clarity of what choice I need to make. It will help. This is called Antaranga Sadhana, which gives Chitta Naishchalyam. And then this is an inward facing sadhana. We have given up the meditation to our Buddhist friends. We have said here the whole compendium of upasana, various meditations that are there in the Vedas and in Vedanta. Here, you take everything. You practice, it's the same as we practicing. We have given it over to them. We are not doing that. And so much so that we feel ashamed to say even that we meditate. We don't tell that. And as you learn more and more Vedanta, there is what's that? There is a kind of an elitism, an aloofness. I am into Shravanam. Mananam. Mananam again. There's Mananam again through talking only, not this thing. Yeah. Upasana is for those lowly mortals who cannot do Shravanam. It's a preparatory step. It's not for me. I am pahunch gaya. Pahunch gaya means I've already reached. Oh, oh, you're still meditating. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, carry on. Carry on. I bless you. Yes. Yeah. This is our attitude. And indeed, if this were true, we wouldn't have this condescending thought for meditation and meditators, but this is not true. This is not true that we already have gained what we need to gain. We have to quieten the mind. We have to talk far, far less than we speak. And we have to just be a little more present, a little more patient. And that will make us little less oriented towards prayers naturally. And a little more craving for this inner life. The inner life, even though there is a desire for it, we don't know how to go about it. We are kind of lost. Japa is a map. Japa is a map through which we find ourselves again. And Bahiranga Sadhana is managing the ragadveshas in relation to everything outside, people, objects, situations. And that is Karma Yoga, Seva, all these things. Then only the Vairagya will come. Then only the Dhirata will come, being a Dhira, the status of being Dhira. And so the second verse, that is what it says. Shreyascha preyascha manushyam etaha. Tayoho vivinakti dhiraha. And the dhira chooses Shreyas over Preyas. After discerning between the two, chooses Shreyas over Preyas. Dhiro Shreyah abhipreyaso vrinite. But the Manda, who is Manda? Slightly dull, slightly slow. What? What happened? Yeah. That kind of a person. It's like the person in the Keno Upanishad, the student who, after the whole Upanishad is taught, raises the hand and says, "Oh, revered sir, teach me the Upanishad." Upanishadambho bruhi. Teacher very kindly says, the retreat is over. Uktate Upanishad already has been taught to you in full. That too, Brahmim Vavate. This Brahmi Upanishad was taught you about Brahman. Let me give you some sadhana. He also goes into sadhana afterwards. So the sadhana is important because if I don't have the infrastructure to make the right choice, I'll keep making the wrong choice. I will be the manda. Mandaha preyo vrinite. Manda means slightly dull, not all fully there in terms of the faculty of making the choice is not there, the dridata, the certainty is not there. Nothing is proper for this manda. Slow, doesn't have the no viveka. Kind of obsessed on one thing all the time. This is also manda. And Manda chooses Preyas repeatedly, not once. Life after life after life, even in the life, repeatedly makes the choice of Preyas. Why? Yoga Kshemat Vrinite. Very beautiful line at the end. Yoga means the gain of what I don't have. Here, even yoga and Kshema are used together. Kshema means the protecting what I have. So these two things become the criteria for me to choose Preyas because I want instant gratification. So having what I don't have, seeking what I don't have, and then I look at the two roads, no shops on this side. How will I get what I don't have? Let me choose here. And protecting what I have from all of you. That is what the person thinks. I don't want to all of you to have what I have. I want to keep it for myself. I keep saying shoo, shoo to everybody. Shooing everybody away takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of effort, and it keeps one in prayers. So, therefore, the person makes the wrong choice because worried about what will happen next, what do I need to do next, what after this, can't remain in the present. Because I do not know that being who is always effortlessly in the present is the truth of me. I don't have a sense of that being. I don't have the space between myself and the witness, Sakshi. In that space, when I cultivate, I am in a much better position to be able to make this discerning choice, to discern properly. I have to prepare the mind to make the correct choice. The mind, the buddhi have to be with me rather than running amok everywhere. So when I do this, what will happen? So Shreyas will automatically shine as the better choice out of the two. And here's the secret. What's the secret? If I choose Shreyas, Preyas comes along for free. Yeah. Shreyas is everything. Does it include Preyas? Yes. Oh, then I'll choose Preyas. Shreyas will come along for free. No, it won't. It's only one way. Preyas is small, finite things. So when I choose Shreyas, Preyas comes along because Shreyas is infinite, timeless, limitless, and everything limited is included in the limitless. And Preyas, if I choose, I get only a headache. That's what happens. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. If you have any questions online also, you can ask.
Swamini, Hari Om. My question to you is, of course, for Preyas, the instant gratification and the wanting to protect that short-lived joy becomes object. But in terms of choosing Shreyas naturally, is it just the merit gained before, or what prompts some people to choose Shreyas instantaneously as opposed to Preyas and seeing the fruitlessness of going after Preyas?
Yeah, there might be a little bit of a karmic component, but then one also has free will. You can't say it's entirely karmic. There might be some, what should I say, some background benefits, some benefits in terms of being born, for example, in a family that is also contemplative, that is also wanting to be on this path. That's a very, very big bonus. But that need not also be the case because we are also right now, right here, endowed with a free will. So, yes, some people are born with a little more in their favor because they have done the work in the last lives. It's not that it looks to us like they're having a freebie. Like, oh, I have to work very hard and they're already in Shreyas, not fair. But they have done the work in the last life, on last lives. So possible, very possible. Any other question?
I mean, yes, as I get older, I've been studying with you, thanks to you, for the last 15 years. But in the last 5 years, I've had such a hard time. I wonder if there's any awareness in our Sampradaya and in the Vedas about the fact that women go through so many changes when we get into our late 40s and early 50s. Because I was having a lot of trouble choosing Shreyas. I was getting very sucked in with the Preyas and I couldn't control it until I got some medical help, some replacement hormones and things that seem to have helped a lot. But I was struggling before that and I was a little bit at a loss, especially because I had been studying.
Yes. Yes, it is, sometimes the certain things in the body that it does its thing. It has its own rhythm. It has its own karmic trajectory. But the main thing is one can get help. That is a good note. It might take some time. You can say it is for women, but it's not just for women. Men also go through lots of things. Men also go through midlife crisis. Menopause. Yeah. So possibly so many things. Yeah. So it should not be a deterrent. It need not, because it's all as though anyway. You can just say this is just as though. I'm having a hard time as though. It's okay to take a break, come back. It's okay. Vedanta is not going anywhere. Okay, it will wait for you. Shruti is very patient. Shruti will say, all right, come back. Go to the doctor and then come back. You know, because she knows that you can't get away from Brahman. Why? You are Brahman. And in fact, if you do a meditation, okay, let me try to get as far away from Brahman as possible. You do a meditation, where will it reach you? Nowhere. You can't do it. No, no, I'll go somewhere else. If you go somewhere else is Brahman. I'll go to Antarctica. That is also Brahman. I'll go in a submarine beneath the ocean. In a submarine, Brahman, beneath the ocean, Brahman. I'll go on SpaceX flight. It's also Brahman. Flight is Brahman, destination. There's no destination, it just goes round and comes back. Highly anticlimactic and terribly expensive. That's also Brahman. Money you shelled down for the flight, definitely Brahman, but no longer belongs to you. You can't get away from Brahman, it's all you. So you are as though away. In fact, you ask me if the Upanishad talks about this, it certainly does. Dhyayati Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Dhyayati iva. Lelayati iva. Dhyayati means meditates, as though. Because when you're sitting in meditation, it's like, I'm getting antaranga sadhana, chitta naishchalyam, chitta shuddhi, whatever it is. Yes, yes, I'm taking it so seriously. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay? Oh no, I got distracted. Oh no, I've strayed. I'm a bad Vedantin. I'm not Vedantin at all. I'm Vedant out. And I've gone, I've fallen off, I have got derailed, I've fallen off everything. That is also as though. That's what the Upanishad says. Focusing, going near Brahman is as though, going away from Brahman is as though, because it is neither near nor is it far, it is you. It is you. It's a self-evident I. Sharma ji.
Yeah, my problem is different than others. My problem is when I was 2 years old to 8 years old, I think I was born with some Devi Sampada, but I have squandered everything right now. So I'm much behind. So my question is, I want to come back. I just want to say, when I was 2 years old, I remember my mother said I was 18 months old. So I had a concept that not only people have dharma, but even stars have a dharma to stay in their path. So, and then I had Sakshi Bhav. When I was 8 years old, I told you I went in my memory 3,500 years back. So Sakshi Bhav and my belief that I'm eternal. I did, people say you 6 years old, I used to get angry. No, I always existed. So that allowed me to go back. And then when I saw there, I believe Bhagwan Shiva had a blessing from me, but I ignored it. And so I made the back different path. So now I think I'm in the first stage. I'm not even telling you. I believe that this struggle goes Preyas income to get into even Karma Yoga. Because Karma Yoga is actually also an Nishreyas and of course Jnana Yoga, as Bhagavan Krishna says. So initially, if I want to go, so you actually showed me very well. So that is correct, right?
Yes.
Because in Karma Yoga, the part of the mind, yoga is basically mind, doing is actually secondary. It's the yoga part.
It's growing up of the mind, yes.
Yeah, it's a samat form which is more important both. So to come back, so I think you gave very good, in this pravachan. So I have to meditate program.
Yes.
Yoga
Start small, 1 minute to meditate. And then, yeah.
I need to do more, maybe like a 1 hour each day.
No. If you set it up, I'm going to do 1 hour each day, then you'll become very sad because 1 hour is very long to sit.
So 5 minutes.
1 minute. Start with 1 minute. And you see, 1 minute meditation, its acronym is OMM, Om. Yes, very nice. 1 minute you sit. When you master 1 minute, don't say, I'm going to now sit for 1 hour. No. 1 minute twice a day. 1 minute 3 times a day.
Okay, and I think I have the book which Swamiji wrote on meditation.
Good. Please
Actually, I gave
take
it to
that.
my son. He likes he likes it too. Because he talks about monkey monkey.
Yeah. Take it back from your son. Read it and then practice.
So he knows that it's giving very good instruction actually. He does it.
Yes.
He's a carnival star. So but he laughs. So he knows that monkey might have, that's what he had. So he
Mm.
wants to take.
Mm.
So we have very good resources there, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Other questions? Yes.
One quick question about this Kali Yuga and the 436,000 years.
Yes.
Is it same for all the yugas?
Oh, no. In fact, Kali Yuga is the smallest. So Kali 436 times 2 is Dwapara Yuga. That's why it's called Dwapara, twice as much. And then Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga. 436 plus 1000 plus 436,000 plus 436,000 is one Treta Yuga. And Satya Yuga is 436,000 multiplied by 4. And we have a pendular concept of time. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. And from Kali we cannot go to Satya. It's not cyclical. No, it's because we are too far gone in Kali Yuga. So slowly we have to. So Kali, Dwapara, Treta, Satya. Yes, then Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. This is how it is, like a pendulum. So this is how it moves, not in a circle.
So it goes then from Kali Yuga to Dwapara.
And one Swami, the guru of Paramahamsa Yogananda, said, Swami Yukteswar Giri, Sri Yukteswar, Sri Yukteswar said that we are already in Dwapara Yuga. And he had some very intricate calculations to do that. And Pujya Swamiji saw that and he said, this Swami is correct. We are already in Dwapara Yuga, yes. By his calculation. Why? Because of the how ubiquitous technology is becoming. It's everywhere and it's so tiny. All these chips are so small and they're everywhere.
But we are in the first quarter of the Kali Yuga.
No. According to this Swami, we are already in Dwapara Yuga.
But Swami, the Kali Yuga began in Mahabharata time,
Yeah.
5,000 years back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that, but they say his calculations say that actually it began a long time ago, and so now we are in Dwapara Yuga. Yeah, we have been promoted to Dwapara Yuga. So now we cannot say
Krishna was in Dwapara.
Dwapara Yuga. So now we are in Dwapara Yuga. And then so we no longer need to have the excuse we cannot meditate, it is Kali Yuga. That's why I told this story. Yes. There is, I think, one question or something here. What is that? When doing japa, is it advisable to be in the place of Sakshi? Yes, that's the whole idea. Not in the place of Karta. No, please don't go to the place of Karta. Okay? Yeah. This is not about Karta at all. All right. Yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
Ah.
The place of
Sakshi, witness. You witness. You witness the body, you witness the mind, you witness everything. And then you offload all the things that do not belong. And this is called, what is that? Sparshan Bahyan Bahi Kritva, keeping the external world outside. The external world creeps in the form of memories, in the form of unrequited expectations. And so we usually clean out that baggage of unrequited expectations. We clean out the baggage by visualizing the person connected with that and giving them the freedom to be who they are. In fact, if you just do it with a mother and father, it's enough because those are the primary people because of whom we have the certain veneer of subjectivity. And so you can say, this is how mother is, this is how mother was, This is how Father is or was in my perception. I may be right, I may not be right, but it doesn't matter. This is my perception. I give them the freedom to be who they are, who they were, and then in so doing, I let go of the expectation that they should have been different. I do the same thing with my body. I give it the freedom to be who it is rather than saying I should have had a body like this particular actor or this particular gymnast. So that because that's not the case. The reality is something else. So I give the body the freedom to be whatever it is. Even if it is sick, it's okay. It's just the body. Let it be sick. It doesn't matter. I'm not sick. Body is sick. And so same thing I do to the mind. I just watch the mind without shunning the thoughts or following the thoughts. After this preparation, then I place the japa in the mind, and the japa must not ride with the breath. Inhale Om Namah Shivaya, exhale Om Namah Shivaya. No, it should not ride with the prana. It should not ride with the voice. And you should not visualize Shiva, Kali, Durga, whoever is the object of meditation. No visualization. In fact, what you can visualize is the mantra written down in whatever language is easy for you. Then it overrides this voice and breath connection. You keep seeing the mantra in front of your eyes repeatedly. It's a very effective way to meditate.
Why? Why?
Because otherwise it goes off with the voice, it aligns with the breath or the voice. And if it aligns with the breath or the voice, then the breath becomes bigger than the mantra. Yeah, that's why.
So Swami, after for how many days I do for 1 minute, then.
So let us say
How many days?
48 days. 48 days you do for 1 minute.
Okay, and then.
Yeah, then you increase to 2 minutes. Yeah.
Swamiji, how can you tell if your mantra is aligned to the voice? It seems obvious about the breath because it
Yeah, but inside you, see, the mantra should be placed in the deep recesses of the mind where you calculate mentally arithmetic. Like supposing you just close your eyes and think 12 plus 10. And where does that answer come? And as soon as the answer comes, place the mantra in that place, that deep recesses of the mind. Otherwise, the voice is shallow because you can talk to yourself and the mantra is riding either on the breath or on the voice or both.
Would you be meditating like that with the mantra, the Saguna Brahma, if you're meditating on a form of the
Yeah,
deity?
yeah.
Swami here saying, do not think
Don't
of
see
form
the
of
deity. Yeah, please, I forbid you to see any deities.
It's okay to see the writing.
Yeah, that doesn't harm because it's objective. Yeah. So writing, it helps with the focus.
Is that what's recommended in the book also?
Hmm?
In Swami Dayananda's book?
Yeah,
Meditate, is that what he?
it might be recommended. I haven't looked at it in a long time. But he himself would recommend when he was teach the meditation.
I think there are 2 little books.
Yeah, there are 2 books.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
They
you
both should be read, I guess.
you must not we don't ride with the voice or with the breath. Otherwise, prana becomes more important than the mantra, than the japa, and the voice becomes more important than the japa. So that is what we have to take care. And yeah, yes,
Just a comment on that.
okay.
It's so interesting what you just said. I'm a classical violinist. And when we practice and we play, we're not supposed to align the breath with the hand, nor the movements of the body with the breath.
Yes.
Because then the music gets trapped.
Yes, same
And
thing.
it's something like this.
Yes, it is exactly like that. The mantra gets trapped in the breath and the voice. And the mantra should take you free. It should free you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about the spaces between them?
Yeah. And when the watching the space between chant number 1 and chant number 2 is a good way of getting to know you. Because in between two chants, what is there? Don't say nothing. No, not the right answer. You are very much there. The truth, the content of the chanter, you. The truth of the chant, you. So chant, when I chant, there is chant consciousness. When there is no chant consciousness is there. That consciousness is me. Chant consciousness is. No chant consciousness is. So if I put the effort to watch the spaces between the chants, then the distractions are less. And each time I'm distracted, I have to bring back the mind to the mantra. Like walking a dog. What will it do? It will stray here, it will stray there. I pull the chain and ask it to come back. Same thing I have to do gently to the mind. Okay? One more question?
Where, was that a Bhagavatam text verse you quoted?
Might be Bhagavatam, I don't remember.
It sounded, okay.
Yeah, it could be Bhagavatam.
And one last thing.
Yes.
Is Chitta Naischalya the same as Chitta Ekagrata?
Yeah, same thing. Ekagrata, one pointedness. Naischalya, not moving. Yeah, one is positive, one is negative. Yeah, one is positive, one is positive, one is negative. Naischalya means not moving. Ekagrata means concentrated. So if it's not moving, what will it be? Yeah. Okay. Let's go home.
Can you do Arati?
Yes, please do Arati. And then we'll do that. Yeah, one more question here. Can we do meditation with a recording of the meditation in the retreats? Yes, you can do that. No problem. Om Tat Sat. Let us stop the recording here.